Well, today's adventures brought us to the ice fields of Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada. And something we learned on our way up was that the park was actually closed due to a major fire. The actual town of Jasper suffered some pretty major damage. But the ice fields are still open, and we got a chance to do a tour and ride a big bus onto the glacier and walk on the glacier and learn a lot of history of this area. It was a beautiful ride up. It was a 3+ hour drive from where we're camping up the icefield highway, and it was just, I mean, miles and miles and miles of majestic views of mountains like I've never seen. And we've been through Colorado, and the Rockies there are beautiful, but this was just like never ending. I just couldn't believe how many mountains and glaciers and that type of stuff we saw. We then got a chance to do a skywalk, which was pretty neat. We wrapped up the day in the town of Banff. We're looking for something to eat, and we're hoping to get some Canadian cuisine. We found a nice little restaurant and got a chance to eat outside and on the street itself. And I had some maple grilled salmon with prawns, and Carol had beef tenderloin. Bison tenderloin, and it was delicious. I'm glad that she was getting full, and there was just a couple bites left on her plate, and I got to finish it up because they were delicious. I mean, I could have easily ate that plate as well. But the town was very nice, and we got a chance to walk around it, and you'll see that at the end of the video. Tomorrow we're actually going to spend our time in Banff National Park, which is the most popular park in Canada, and got Lake Moraine and Lake Louise, which are supposed to be must-see, so we're going to do that. Probably ride a gondola, and I think there's a couple local trails that we might try to do. But today we just got wore out. It was a long drive. It was 3+ hours there, 3+ hours back, and just amazing views the whole way. But we enjoying this venture, and hope you are as well. Thanks.
Take a look directly on the mountainside in front of us here to our left there. You can probably see a little glacier creeping out just to the left there, and a larger one directly in front of us. These are our independent glaciers. The one in the middle is AA, and the one just before the Athabasca Glacier is the Andromeda Glacier. An independent glacier is a glacier that is not fed by the ice field. On the contrary, this glacier directly in front of us here is the Athabasca Glacier, and that one is an outlet glacier fed by the Columbia ice field. And the reason these ones here to our left are not fed by the Columbia ice field is because thousands of years ago, the entirety of North America, from the top of Nunavut right down to Wisconsin, were covered in a thick layer of glacial ice and ice sheet. When that ice sheet kind of subsided with the warming in temperatures, all the kind of higher up latitudes, such as here in the Rockies, kept their glacier North America at 28.9% steepness grade. Now folks, during the descent I am going to remain silent to focus on the drive. If you have any questions, keep them until the bottom of the lateral moraine. Take a look at the left side. This is Asteroid Alley, a great place to watch rock slides. And on the right side, try and see if you can spot the skywalk. was greatly preserved the glacier there. Now, we don't just go through the tire wash, but I also need a couple of volunteers to come outside and help me scrub my tires. Who's up for it? Anyone? I guess I'll just have to pick and choose then.
You first.
Alrighty, yeah, if I go first, others have to follow. Alrighty, folks, I'm kidding, but you take a look around us. Just kind of keep track of the size of this tire wash right now. Can we all see how deep it is? So this is a natural melt pool. It is aided a little bit by our staff here. We have a couple of diggers that come around to create this melt pool. However, it grows substantially every time we come onto the glacier. It's a great hike. However, folks, here we are at the turnaround point. These red signs, the circular ones that you see up ahead, these are area boundary signs. These indicate the part of the turnaround point that you cannot go any further than. So please do not go past.
Well, hey y'all, time for another selfie. Probably can't hear. I know it's very scratchy with the wind. I'll discuss this later. We are on top of a glacier, taking a stroll. How about a kiss on the
That's the only warm thing out here.
It is cool, very cool. Don't slip, Carol. There's a story behind that. I'll explain that to you. And that's some of the glacial melt runoff that you'll see in the streams down below. Well, we're at our next stop. This is a skywalk stop with the bus driver explaining to us about the cap of ice on top of these mountains. Is what they call the ice fields, which is sort of like a lake of ice. It don't look that thick from the naked eye here, but she said it's like 30 stories high is how thick that ice is. So you got an ice field, and we learned today that the ice field, which is like a lake, it feeds the glacier which we were walking on, which is like a river. It's a moving piece of ice going down the mountain and carving out the rock. But let's take a look at this skywalk. See if I can scare Carol. Don't mean mug me. Don't mean mug me. in the hunt for some mountain goats. They say they like to hang out underneath this skywalk. Carol being brave. It's kind of scary. The skywalk's built kind of like a suspension bridge. Because of the high winds in the area, it's made to give a little bit as far as flexing.